We have more people hired for. We have more people hired for. Do we hire forestry men to drive trucks, or do we have motor vehicle operators? We have motor vehicles. That's your interpretation of a crew service. I'll take and show you a truck down there that's 20,000 pounds. That's a motor vehicle operator. Responsibility starts with city street, and you have to have a professional man behind that wheel. You're not a professional. Let's get who's not professional to me? Who's not professional? You're not a professional. I'm a professional driver. In the city of New York, I had to take examination.
Let's talk turkey. In general terms, we understand it to mean get to the point. Let's get down to business. Interestingly, there's quite a bit of controversy about how and when this phrase came into being. Research suggests that it's quite likely that it arose because of the first contacts between Native Americans and settlers, often centered on the supply of wild turkeys, to the extent that Indians were said to have inquired whenever they met a colonist. They would say, "You come to talk turkey?" When you think of Thanksgiving, perhaps you're thinking football. Watching football on Thanksgiving might seem like a modern tradition, but Americans have been taking to the gridiron on Turkey Day since the 19th century. President Abraham Lincoln first declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863, and the earliest Thanksgiving Day football games began only a few years later. Or maybe for you think of the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, a New York City tradition since 1924. It's the world's largest parade and is presented by the US-based Macy's department store. The parade has been televised nationally since 1953. Or perhaps Thanksgiving conjures up visions of pilgrims and American Indians sharing a harvest feast, which today we call Thanksgiving dinner. Of course, there are many ways to carve up a discussion about Thanksgiving. However, let's get back to turkey. So what do you think? The turkey for the Great Seal of the United States? I don't think so. How about the bald eagle? Okay, let's talk turkey about the story of Ben Franklin and the turkey. On every Thanksgiving, there's a story that goes around the United States which goes something like this. You know, Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird, not the bald eagle. Well, that's not exactly true. It wasn't until 2 years after the final seal was designed and approved that Franklin put his feelings about the eagles and turkeys down for posterity. He said, "For my own, I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen the representative of our country. He's a bird of bad moral character." So what actually happened? Not long after the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776, the newly formed Congress gave Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin the task of designing an official seal for the United States. After much deliberation, they failed to produce an acceptable design, as did two more committees that were given the same task after them. Several years later, in 1782, the Secretary of the Congress, Charles Thompson, picked out what he thought was the best elements of each design. So he drew a sketch with the American bald eagle being the dominant feature that would eventually become the seal of the United States. What came first? Turkey the country or turkey the bird? Let's find out, and the relationship between them. As for the woman perched upon the camel, they have nothing to do with the story, but I thought you might enjoy this instead of looking at turkeys. The city of Troy was located in what is known today as the Republic of Turkey. Turkey isn't exactly a breeding ground for the bird that Americans associate with Thanksgiving. In fact, the turkey is native to North America, so why do they share the same name? The word turkey has been used to refer to land occupied by the Turks since the 1300s. The word Turk has an unknown origin, but it's used to refer to people from the region. The land occupied by the Turks was known as the Ottoman Empire from 1300s to 1922. Following World War I and the fall of the Ottomans, the Republic of Turkey formed, taking on the name that had long referred to the region. How are the Turks connected to a North American bird? Domestic turkeys come from the wild turkey species, a species that is native only to the Americas. In the 1500s, Spanish traders brought some that had been domesticated by indigenous Americans to Europe and Asia. The bird reportedly got its name because it reached European tables through shipping routes that passed through Turkey. Later on, when the English settlers came to America, they were amazed to find the same birds running wild and free and tasting really good thanks to their natural diet of chestnuts, beechnuts, walnuts, and other native mast. The wild turkey is one of just 2 species of turkey in the world. The other is the ocellated turkey of Mexico and Central America. And there you have it, turkey demystified. Now you know all about Turkey, the country, Turkey the bird, and what's behind talking turkey. This is Peter Piper, NYC, wishing you good fortune and a great Thanksgiving.